Hello friends, welcome to SRS by Tutorial. I am Samiranjan. In this video, we will discuss about epistasis. Epistasis is the interaction between alleles of two genes located at different loci. In this gene interaction, allele of one gene modifies the expression of another gene. The epistasis is classified into five types such as dominant epistasis, recessive epistasis, duplicate dominant epistasis, duplicate recessive epistasis, and dominant recessive epistasis. In the previous video, we have discussed about dominant epistasis and recessive epistasis. Today, we will discuss about duplicate dominant epistasis, duplicate recessive epistasis, and dominant recessive epistasis. Dominant epistasis. The dominant allele of one gene inhibit the expression of either allele of the second gene. The phenotypic ratio of F2 generation is 12 is to 3 is to 1. This is the modified phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross of F2 generation, that is 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. The inheritance of fruit color in summer squash is one of the example of dominant epistasis. The dominant allele of gene W suppress the expression of both the alleles of gene Y and produces plant with white squash. Recessive epistasis. In this gene interaction, the recessive allele of a gene suppress the expression of either allele of another gene. Phenotypic ratio of F2 generation is 9 is to 3 is to 4. The inheritance of coat color in Labrador Retriever is one of the example of recessive epistasis, in which the presence of recessive allelic pair of gene E suppress the expression of both the allele of gene B. As a result, yellow coat color is produced. Duplicate dominant epistasis. In duplicate dominant epistasis, at least one of the dominant allele of either gene is required to express the phenotype. In absence of both the dominant allele, the recessive phenotype will be expressed. The phenotypic ratio of duplicate dominant epistasis is 15 is to 1. The duplicate epistatic genes are also called pseudoalleles. The inheritance of seed capsule shape in shepherd's purse is one of the example of duplicate dominant epistasis. The seed capsule of these plants are either triangular or ovoid in shape. To find out the phenotypic ratio of duplicate dominant epistasis, a cross was made between a double homozygous dominant triangular seed capsule plant with a double homozygous recessive ovoid seed capsule plant. They produce all triangular seed capsule plant in F1 generation. Then an intercross between F1 plants produces F2 progeny in 15 by 16 triangular plants and 1 by 16 ovoid plants. The above result suggests that the presence of dominant allele of both gene A and gene B produces triangular seed capsule, whereas the ovoid capsule are produced only if a plant is homozygous recessive to both the gene A and gene B. The capsule shape is determined by a duplicate developmental pathway. The dominant allele of gene A and gene B are involved in one pathway. The product of dominant allele of either gene can produce a triangular seed capsule. The ovoid seed capsule is formed when both homozygous recessive allele blocked the pathway. Here, the dominant allele of both genes are epistatic gene. Duplicate recessive epistasis. In this gene interaction, the homozygous recessive allele suppress the expression of another allelic pair and resulted in the mutant phenotype. Here, two recessive allele at either of two loci are capable to suppress a phenotype. In this inheritance, two non-allelic genes are involved in a specific pathway and functional product from both are required for expression. Inheritance of pigmentation in snail is one of the example of duplicate recessive epistasis. Pigmentation in snail is produced through a multi-step biochemical pathway. Albinism in the snail can result from the presence of either of two recessive allele at two different loci. To observe duplicate recessive epistasis, a cross was made between two albinism snail having genotype small a and capital B in the first individual and capital A and small b in the second individual. From this cross, we found that the F1 individual were all pigmented. Their genotype is capital A, capital B, small b. When the F1 individuals were intercrossed, the F2 generation produces 9 by 16 pigmented individual and 7 by 16 albino individual. The phenotypic ratio 9:7 is the modification of the 9:3:3:1. The above result suggests that dominant allele at both loci can produce pigmented snail and any other type of genotypes produce albino snail. Here, two enzymes are involved in the pigment formation. The dominant allele of gene A produces enzyme 1 and dominant allele of gene B produces enzyme 2. When both the enzyme 1 and 2 act on the precursor molecule, produce a pigmented product. The albinism arises in three ways. If there are two recessive allele at first locus, may prevent production of enzyme 1. As a result, compound B is never produced and the snail become albino. Or two recessive allele are present at second locus which prevent production of enzyme 2 so that compound B is not converted into compound C and the snail become albino. Or there may be two recessive allele at both the loci and causing absence of both enzyme 1 and 2 so that the colorless precursor molecule cannot converted into pigmented product and the snail become albino. In this gene interaction, the recessive allele of gene A is epistatic to dominant allele of gene B and the recessive allele of gene B is epistatic to dominant allele of gene A. Dominant recessive epistasis. In this gene interaction, dominant allele of one gene completely suppress the phenotypic expression of allele of another gene. The phenotypic ratio in F2 generation is 13:3. Inheritance of feather color in chicken is one of the example of dominant and recessive epistasis. There are two types of white colored chickens such as white leghorns and white Wyandottes. The white leghorns are double dominant homozygous having genotype A, capital B for feather color, whereas white Wyandottes are double homozygous recessive having genotype a, small b for both the genes. Here, a cross was made between two pure breed white strain of Leghorn, and Wyandotte. They produce all white dihybrid individual in F1 generation. The intercross between F1 birds produces F2 progeny in the ratio 13/16 white birds and 3/16 color birds. The above result suggests that the absence of dominant allele of gene B is required to produce color feather in birds. This is the pathway through which color feather is developed in birds. The dominant allele of gene A produced color pigment in absence of dominant allele of gene B. The product of dominant allele of gene B inhibit the expression of gene A and produces colorless product. Here, dominant allele of gene B is epistatic to dominant allele of gene A. This table shows dihybrid phenotypic ratio in different type of interaction. In normal type of gene interaction, we found 9:3:3:1 phenotypic ratio. 12:3:1 phenotypic ratio is found in dominant epistasis. 9:3:4 is found in recessive epistasis. 9:7 phenotypic ratio is found in duplicate recessive epistasis. 15:1 is found in duplicate dominant epistasis. In dominant and recessive epistasis, the dihybrid phenotypic ratio is 13:3. Thank you to everybody to watching this video.